Thank you, Franco. All right, Diego.
Diego Mejia, Fox Sports Mexico. Question to Franco. So Franco, congrats on the debut as well. Seems like your popularity has suddenly exploded in Argentina and part of Latin America. You've been enjoying it on social media, as we've seen over the past few days. How are you embracing that, and what has surprised you about the change from 2 weeks ago when you were still a Formula 2 driver?
Well, no, I always enjoy to interact with the people. Luckily, the Argentinian fans are amazing, and they, in one way, they help me a little bit to get to where I am now. So it's always nice to interact with them. Not many drivers do, and it's always nice, to have a little bit of time. I already did before, but now it just went a bit more crazy. I'm already deleting all the social media, so that's gone probably, and, and my community manager will have to deal a little bit more with it, but just fully focus on the weekend. And of course, it's amazing to have so much support from your country, You never, as I said before, you never choose when you get to Formula One, and it's just a moment that I'm luckily enjoying a lot, and just trying to make the most out of it.
Have you been surprised by the reception back home?
No, I knew it was going to be like this, It's been 23 years since an Argentinian driver got to Formula One the last time, and there was so much need of the country. They love sports, and there was so much need from Argentina to have a Formula One driver on the grid. They are very, very big motorsport fans, and to be honest, I would have loved when I was very little to have someone in Formula One to be able to support, to be able to wake up in the mornings and watch the races, and I didn't have that. And of course, it's a pleasure that it's me now, the one that is here, and that so many young kids are, starting in go-kart because they are seeing now the races, and because motorsport is getting a little bit more famous and to more people in their houses. And unfortunately, I didn't have that person to be cheering for, but it's amazing that I can see so many people now happy, enjoying as I am doing here in Formula One, but also from their houses cheering and supporting so much.
Thanks, Franco. All right, next one, Albert.
Albert Fabre, ESPN Latam. Question for Franco. Was there any special advice, any special message that you received before you start the race from other drivers or from other personnel from the Formula One that at the end of the race you say, wow, he was right on that?
Yeah, I did. Actually, the first message I received was from Lando as soon as it got announced. He just won the race before, and he sent me a message. So he was very nice, very polite. And I've been speaking in the Drivers' Parade later with the guys, with Charles, Lando, Alex, and they have been giving me some tips and some things to be aware of. Some things I've been struggling that they have helped, but it is very difficult, until you don't drive the car. It's like they told me before driving the Formula One car, it's very tough on the brakes. It's impressive how much acceleration it has, then the power, how quick it's in the entry of the corners, and you can imagine it, but until you don't drive it, you don't really realize, you don't get the feeling of how it is, and it's amazing. It's the same on the races, you have to do it to understand some things, and even if they tell you, it's like, yeah, I get it, but until I don't do it, it's difficult to feel it. And there have been a lot of drivers, they are very, very nice and helpful. I think it's a great community in F1, and it's the best drivers in the world, so it's just very nice to hear.
Thank you, Franco. Any more from the broadcasters? If we've got no more from Albert, yep.
That's another one for Franco, but as well for Oli and Joe. Jumping from the Formula 2 to a Formula 1, do you think that the car is teaching you, is preparing you on the right way because of using the same tires and the type of car, the characteristics of the car is preparing you perfectly to jump on a Formula 1, or there is always a gap that you can never expect?
Do you want to start?
He can start. He's currently driving F2,
all right,
more closer to now.
Ollie, go on.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the closest category to F1, but I think nothing can really prepare you for F1. Just, the amount of investment and time that goes into producing an F1 car, and it's developed throughout the year and optimized really by so many people. It's really a different ball game than driving the F2. So, despite the F2 being the closest as possible to F1, it's still a very big step once you get to the F1.
In terms of performance, what is the biggest step?
For me, it's the just the downforce level of F1. It allows you to do so much more. The way you drive the car is a bit different. I would relate it a bit more to F3. F3 is very similar driving style to F1. And yeah, you can just play with the limit a bit more in F1. And yeah, like I say, it's optimized. So it's really, I mean, when the car is on point, it's really perfect, and it's more of a confidence thing whether you extract the lap time or not. Whereas, yeah, it's a bit less. Once you really know the car in F2, it's more, you know, you drive to what is possible from the car rather than yourself.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a championship that is the closest to Formula One, but nothing can really compare to this. Suddenly, when I got the first test from working with 2 or 3 engineers, suddenly I opened a room and there were 30 of them. And you had one that is checking the wind, one that is checking the clutch, one for each little thing. And it's just like, it's a complete different level, you know, of investment, of technology, and it's something that you need to get used to. And I think that's what, you know, academies like Williams or some others maybe, but especially Williams, I think they are doing so well to prepare us the drivers. They are investing a lot of time on preparing us. I think it showed it when I jumped in the car that I hadn't got any mileage. I only did a half day in Abu Dhabi, and I did one FP1 in Silverstone, and that was it. That was my Formula One running. 1 hour of track in Silverstone and a little bit in Abu Dhabi, and you know, I was on the pace almost straight away. And I think that shows that the team is doing a good job with the young drivers to be able to prepare them. Formula 2 car, it's a very nice car to drive, but is still a bit far off F1, I think. In F1, everything is maximized. Everything is the best it can be, and you drive the car and you have no issues. In F2, you go to the engineer, you can complain about every part of the corner if you want. But that's why they have so much work to do. But in F1, it's like everything is close to perfection, and they are following that. They have a lot of tools to be able to maximize the car that you have, and it's just an amazing car to drive. It's the fastest in the world, and it's something you never experienced before.
Joe, you drove the old F2 car. How did you find the step?